Take one. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on the 18th of September of 2012. The time is 8:34 p.m. I'm a little buzzed right now and a little unhappy, and I feel like crying, and I'm all alone. Sometimes God says, you can hack it, just stick it in. But you know what? You gotta let it out. I tried so hard to try and to find if I can get some help and take me to something, another place. I don't fit. My mind is not the same. I need to be and feel another way than everybody needs to feel. If you come and look up to me when somebody comes over and somebody looks at me, if I really want to feel and look the way I feel, I would look the same as the rest of you. Because I'm not the same. I'm different. I see a number, I want a number, I want to calculate the letter, the shape, the dot. I don't care what it is, what color it is, how it comes out in music, where it is on the piano, where the puck is on the ice, the angle of the pass and where he achieved to be at what portion of the ice, where is he in pull. I want to know all the numbers, but don't tell me about money. If you're going to tell me about money, if you got the dollar, okay, you got a buck, 1.00. I know there's 2 dots on the right side. So what if you have something else? So I put in liters of gas today. I put in $3 and it marked 1.2458. There was like 3 numbers after the dot. So now when I go to weights and measures, I have to understand that the liter to the dollar here in Canada has 3 decimal points on the liters telling me 1/100ths of a liter. Boy, they really count that gas, eh? Not like a chocolate bar. 125 grams of chocolate, $1.49. I mean, that's expensive. Gasoline at $6. Where do we really have to go? In Monopoly, if you lose all your properties to somebody else, right? The other person, if he wants to eat, he gets up, he goes to the kitchen. But when you lose all your properties and you got to start paying tax and you don't have, you need the food. So you tell the guy, let me live on your property, I'll make food so you can eat and I can eat. You can sell the rest because I don't care how much leftover I have. I finally get to eat. So somebody is ruling over you constantly as you rent, as they make it so difficult for you to decide whether to buy and to rent, as they don't even teach us where the actual serenity is between the two. Anyways, there's so many things. I'm not in this world. I'm not. Bring me to the Kabbalah. I want to see the numbers because everything's going to fit together anyways. So a Jewish letter has a different shape. So my neighbor thinks differently from me. Where is all the confusion that came in that separated man? Or is this actually really like Nintendo? We made a different game. Like I said in the last cassette, if you weren't good in the last life when they brought you back, you had to be something different. They said maybe you came back as an animal. Maybe you came back as a plant. Maybe you came back as a Jew. Because this time you had to live life knowing what life was from a Jewish point of view. So God sort of like interchanged us between different races. And then again, they do talk about the reptilian, which is a creature that has been actually created by man, and they call it the reptilian, is because he has no connection to God really at all. Because the extrasensory was not made with sperm and an egg. It wasn't made that way. It was modified. So instead of the element that was supposed to connect to God, when we made the creature, it now connected to us. For what we do, for the way we feel, for what we see. What do you really think we are seeing? Take a look, cross your eyes. And if I look on the right angle, oh, I see one right there. Oh, that's a spot. No, it is, but it's moving. When I do this outside, sparkles come to my face. The sparkles they put on their nails. The earrings we pierced that Christ up against on the cross with his back. You want to tell you whether Jesus is really on the cross? Forget about the nails that they put into him. You have to have 1 stick of wood going straight up and 2 sticks of wood coming from the side. How do those pieces stick? The one from the ground is whole from the ground. The other two, where and how are they connected? Kabbalah. So we start from the right, go to the left. We don't speak the same language, so we'll have a different vision. But at the end, as long as we can get the shape or line or dot either to go online or offline. What happens when it goes online? What happens when it goes offline? When it crosses and crisscross. So they made a singer to christen the cross, and then the christening on the cross. Crisscross. But if it's christening and crossing, and you cross your heart, swear to God, are you crossing your heart this way? No. You cross your heart always this way. This is the angle of the cross my heart. They even have it in the bra. It's better support for tanks. Not have a couple of tanks, we got a child on the way. But God didn't give us a couple of tanks? The difference between a man and a woman is the size of his tank. Man sort of beats the woman 2-to-1. But while that's going on, he fills her in on everything. 2-to-1, fill her in on everything. God made everything to fit together. Whether it sounds like I'm talking like a pig or not, God made the pig himself. In fact, okay, the pig is like, I never thought, when I made that little prediction back in, which ends on the 21st, by the way, I mean at the end of the holidays, was the 15th till the end of the holidays is what it was supposed to be, 114 days. 38, 38, 38, or 3 times 8 is 24. 2 and 4 is 6. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 and 8 is 11. 24 and 11 is 53. Now 53 is a silent point, because that's the point of where, what is 53? 5 is the center, E, electronic. 3 is the creation, EC, C and E. 3 and 5. 3 by 5 is 15, 3 and 5 is 8. 15 is arts and entertainment, angel, electronic, tron, has come to life. Add them together, you got the 8, which is 2 letter C's up and down. You can also put 2 V's up and down, but that'll look like an X, right? So you got a C up and a C down, and now you start the ladder for heaven, the stairway to heaven. I didn't really work on it, I've never really worked on it, but if I want the stairway to heaven, first I have to learn what heaven really is, where heaven is, then I'll know how to get there. Once I know how to get there, I'll have to create the road, the yellow brick road. We went up this way, and we went up this way, and we went up this way, and we went up this way. Although created, of course, everybody knows the 3 sets of teeth of a shark. It's also the way to go up. Because if you just keep going up that way, well, you'd be going out one way. But by going crisscrossing and all the way up, you end up in the same position. Point 0 in a highlights. Things that come together, loops and ties. Have you ever looked at the letter R, but really fat? They just leave the outline in it. Take a look if they leave the sword down by the R's leg. That R's leg turns into a sword, and it turns into a tie. Now the minute, okay, I'm going to have to draw part of this tie here. Okay, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, and I got this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up. And here's basically the beginning of the tie. Before anything starts, he's got your ring around the neck with a V. He's got a V neck before he has this V upside down, which is up, which is down, as the X is 24. As a V is 5. As a V is 5, and Roman numerals together, the V's are 10. They kept them the way they are. But if you really wanted to look how the V's were, okay, we just have to put the extra curl. So we curl it up once, and we curl it up twice, and now we have the bow tie that goes around. Now when a Jewish fella dies, they usually cut his tie on one of the sides. I'm not sure which side, but I will show you just about where the cut is. The cut is on an angle, and it is like this. That's the cut, right? Now here you have the, look, he's holding two arms, holding this right across here, which would be that pin you sometimes put in the tie to hold the two sides together. These are his arms. I did not make, I could put a head on here if you want, you know. I can just put a head onto that tie. But when you cut the tie upon death, take a look at it. Okay, are you watching? Are you watching? Let me see if I can just show you exactly what happens to this here. X-Man has now died. Just by cutting the tie from what you don't see, this is what you now do see. This is a do see. This is what you do see. A do see, a 2, 2, we are in the 2 worlds. 2, 4, 6, 8 as coordinates, as individual placements, each turning the Rubik's Cube. Imagine this was the same side as I turned this. If this was a square, the top would always be 2. Just like if you have a dice and you sit it up, the 6 goes up, the 1 goes down, nobody sees the 1. But around the 6 and 1 is 5, 5, 5, 5 equals 20. 6 and 1, 6 on the top that we said before, reversed to a 1 would be 20, and then 7, and then if we turn the dice over, but the 1 at the top, the 6 is at the bottom, but we'd still have the 4 around, so we'd still have the 20 and 7, 20 and 7, and 7 is 20, 14. But we only see 6 and 6 until the spirit jumps into the spirit. The 1, the 3, the 5, and the 9 in cards all have the spirit eye. In dice, it's the 1, 3, and 5, and letters are A, C, and E. And don't forget, the good Lord started at -5. He gave us a chance. He went up to +5. From 5 to 15, or from go to the railroad tracks, is 5, and then 10. Well, from the letter E to the letter O, E-O, okay, it's 10. So by God minusing 10 to start, he ended up putting another O, or a 0, or omega, not the same as any other omega, because this is omega 15, with a 1 and a 5, A and E. Angel, electronic, electron. Another way to make that is 7 and 8. The 7 card is the 8 card. It's the G and H and it's silent. But when you flip over the 7, it's the same thing. We still only have one life that's speaking in this world because hold on a second. I got an incoming call. Hello? Holy shit. I think it's God calling. Yeah. Uh-huh. Passing me to the secretary. Hello? Yeah, you're the secretary of God? Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. The Messiah is coming. Why would you say that? Because I'm telling you. But I don't believe you. You know what I believe? I believe that we should live our lives to the fullest without harming and hurting anybody, taking advantage, and sharing the best we can with those who deserve, and some who can't do with anything less. Is that right? Wrong number. Oh, I'm sorry. She got the wrong number. Wasn't speaking to the right guy anyways. Usually works out that way. So anyways, where was I? We were working on the tie. It's going to be a tie. Tie game. Well, then bring out love. T20, I9. It's it. It's born in the electronic world. T-I-E, transmission, internal electrode. I don't know how we're connected. I make up some of the words, but it's okay. Because it's all what I see. T20, I9, 29, E5 equals 24. 24 is the letter X. And the X just died at 24. Only left it ahead. But just stay ahead of the game, I guess. It's all a guess anyways. We go from -5, and those are all the train tracks on Monopoly. That means if God started really and truthfully at -5, that means he would have been on short lines. Then if he had went at +5, that would have been at reading. So that would leave over Pennsylvania, Liberty Bell, and B&O, Beta, Omega. 2 and 6, which is like 2 and 9, because 6 makes 9. When you take your two nuts that are crazy as hell and point them up, right? When You'll fill everybody up. That makes you the God of actually the 9. God makes his 9, but you can make your 9 from the 6th position. 6, 1, and 5 make 6. The ace card, which is in my pocket, I have to get it out because it's stuck in there. Let's see if it's in there. Hello, AC. Where are you? Ooh, Big Daddy. Deucey. Uh-oh. The 3 eggs. See the 3 eggs? Should I put one on my head? These are the 3 eggs. That is where the spirit fits. 4 and 4. 8 with 1. Raish stands in 9. He's got a sword in his back. He's running spades up and down, and there's a number 5 in the center. Do you see the 4 yellow and the 5 black? It's showing you how it works. We live in the yellow. We don't live in the black. Okay? And you see that S that runs around, and there's 2 number 11s? Well, that's basically a racetrack. Okay? But I can't actually explain it to you. The piano's over here. Everyone is different. You see the way his beard is, the way it's divided? Because hearts makes boys and girls. So his beard is divided. Right? If you look at this card, in the center here, it says 2 and 5 and 5 and 2. If you can see it. 2, 5, 5, 2. The Mayan, when they say ton, 2 ton or 5 ton or whatever, why don't you just regard to weights, 2.20462? The Mayan talk 260. Well, there's 260 days in a year that are of the weekdays. They are separated for us. They have been separated for all of mankind. The week and days have been separated because there's things that happen in this world that we need to know which day it is, so we simplify it to a way we understand the days of the week. 39 weeks, I know she's pregnant, she's going to have her baby. 39 weeks is 135 degrees, 135 degrees, plus the 3 for creation, jumping into bed and getting a little ahead at the same time. Just watch out. That would be 270 and 273 days. We'll hit the 7 and 1 if the clock was going this way, with the 9 the clock going this way. The way the clock works, it goes tick, tock, tick, tock, is the way the clock works. When I talk 135 degrees, I go 135 degrees this way, E-world, go 135 degrees, I-world, and then you have the separation. You have to play games. It's all games. All games. That's all it is. It's every game you can think of. It's anything you know, because what you know is what's going to help you. And from what you know, you can learn by putting everything together if you want. I don't know anything, and I probably still don't know anything more than what you think I know than I can possibly know to you. Nice instrument. I guess that was enough. I've been blowing this thing for my synagogue for 36 years. The ram's horn. Now I come home and I look at my computer, not enough RAM. I just come from shul, so I should go out and get XO and DOS. XO and DOS, okay, is actually saying X, 24. O, 15 is 39, that means perfection. DOS, saying it as Yod like 10. We end up at 49, 4 by 9 is now 36, 360 degrees. We are in light of eternal. Because 360 goes around. 365.25 is death. Going around is 360 degrees. There is no more than that. There is no less. To go around and come around in this world, we add on the 5.25 days. Why? Because 5 minutes of 0.25 of the Mayans, I was talking about 25, equals 1.25 degree movement. We stand on the side of the horn. We stand on the side of the horn. I just want to fix my camera if you don't mind. We're on each side of the horn. There's one horn here, the other one's here. This is the 5 days. We beat the beat of the 5.25 days every year. That's why we fall in and out of cycles. When we play and we take airplanes in the sky, our feet leave the ground. The copper, the interior, the movement, the gravity of the earth that generates the mind more and the body than anything in the world is because here's one horn, the other horn is here. You stand as life. 360, what did I say? 360 degrees and 5 days, 0.25. Why 5.25? Let me try and figure out. 5 times 0.25 equals 1.25 days that make up the 13th moon. I just figured this whole thing out now. I'm really excited. So it's the 13th moon. The 1.25 days goes on to that. First day, don't forget, 4 days from 360 to 364. The 4 world, from here to here to here to here to here. And the 0.25 days, because that must mean we're the 1.25 days. Or the earth is the one, and we are the one whole, and 0.25 of the 4 suits, which make up the rest of the year. Because nothing is anything more than 360 degrees and equal to 1. But man becomes equal to 1.25, which equals to 360 degrees and 5, 125. The short count of the Mayans, 5125 times 5, 25,625. The crossings of the Mug and David, the crossings of the Mug and David. Where's my book? The crossings of the Mug and David. Okay, the Mug and David gets crossed. It creates the wolf inside. The wolf is the flow. It connects to the moon of who we are. Okay, you just put 2 eyes, 2 beaks. It's got a beak. Everything can be imagined to have something if you have the imagination to create it into something that you can show somebody else. If somebody else sees it, then it actually is something. Or something just nice, so no more than that. But the Mother of it stands. We go. God. X makes the X. The O is there. This is Exodus. Man chained up by the striped ball in the heart position. His birth from one leg, transport from the 7th gate, moving into position. This has the cross of Christ and an X. It has 4 lines equal to 8 points that will create the octagon. If you just shove it on there, it will look like that. Okay, we put 3 lines in this world. Then we take another duplicate of this over here, and then in 4 corners, but I'm doing one face right now. We put the lines in here, we end up with 3 lines. Then I turn another Mug and David, and I put 3 more lines in it, I end up with 3 lines. This one becomes 3 or 4 of this one, and the one I didn't create makes 3 or 4 of this one. If you multiply this line, because it crosses the 5, and this line, because it crosses the 5, 5 times 5 is 25, times 1 more crossing is 125. Times 1 more crossing is 625. 625, or should we use it as temperature, degrees, or something? We'll just leave it alone for now. Man and 1/4, 6 man and 1/4 if we use, but we're going to leave it alone. Okay. Go in your pocket, take out all your change, 25 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents, and 1 cent. You got 41 cents. Multiply by 625, and you got the long time of the Mayans of 25,625 years. Now, some are saying other numbers, and I can also exemplify with these other numbers, but I've never really, I looked at them, I saw them, and I left them alone because I didn't know there were so many that didn't see the number I had. So, at the same time, the 41 is the only way to make it around step 1, 40, Because 40 and 40 is 80, 80 is 8 to heaven by 10, yod, okay? Is the Monopoly board, it's 40 places for sure, but you start on go. The only time you get the net is at 41. The Mediterranean, my friends, has some sort of a hookup. There's something in the ground. There's something by the Suez Canal. There's something in the Nile River. There's something under the ground. There's something out there. My numbers, I am seeing it too much, too often to just stay quiet about it. Someone's got to know something. This war and these wars that are going on right now, I think, and I'm going to say this again, how I thought about it before, this, you know, all that stuff, these, what do you call it again? Nuclear, you know, that stuff. I think they can use that more for communication and the connections with the reptilians. Because if they're recreating their own as reptilians, like I said before, okay, you need something. I mean, because I just see it. I can see a lie in it. Like everybody can say, no, you can't do this with uranium, and you can't. But let me tell you one thing. There are things we do not see. We do not see those lasers, those big lasers. Where are those big lasers? You understand from the movies, those big lasers that can shoot far, because they exist. They exist in the toys. And if they exist in the toys, why show a child something that isn't true? So when he's 25, the same child will say, lasers, let's get up. Anyways, besides that, we did the 360 degrees. We have the Hebrew leap year apparently this year. It ends up in October once every like 7 or 8 years. The Hebrew leap year, which in order to connect the Magen David and the octagon into the H and H, the heavens, the two sides. So you would have to go 3 lines from this world, 4 lines, and 4 lines. And then the other world would be the opposite. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's in the house? What's in the house? Hey, hello. My cat walked in here. I think she brought a baby, and I'm going to have to go send it out. What was I saying here? Oh my God, I hate to disturb myself. Did I disturb you? You sure did. Yes, the 688, okay? The star system, part of the star system. 8 times 8 is 64, by 6 is 384, which is the number of days in the Hebrew leap year. Memory, 512 memories starting at 64. Disregard 64. Disregard, what was it, 64 RAM? Throw me the numbers, I'll tell you where they come from. From my imagination. Because I know things connect. The piano and the music, it connects. The music and the sound and the colors, they connect. I walk on the floor, my foot touches the floor. I do not float in the air. I don't think I do. Somebody may say in a way that I actually do, but I don't. I'm going to leave it as is. Rosh Hashanah. I'm going to do the name in my next video. In fact, I left out a whole video when I was going to explain to you the months of September all the way to December. And I'll do it in the next video because this one went a little bit too far. Happy Rosh Hashanah. I don't care where you are from the world. I just hope that we or that we can understand our neighbor, that we can understand the reason that we do things and why we should change or why we should stay the same. But the question is, why should we question anything at all? The best question is the world, is the world, is the world. If we stop questioning and things stay in peace, let's keep on questioning ourselves to keep them in peace. Because it's always within the answer. The answer, swear, you swear. To swear to know what you know, that is your truth. And not to be afraid to accept that sometimes what we see as the truth might not be true at all to anybody else. So there's 2 things you can do. It's either change and try and find the real truth, or be quiet about what you know and don't let anybody else know, because if people are going to knock you down and tell you you're not living in the truth, you're living in your truth, and that's good enough for you. Raphael 7286, 360 degrees times 2, 7200. Now I'm over as a number by 86. So I'm going to check that out and add that to the next video. We all know 8 and 6 is F and H. Heaven's fate. 14, 8 and 6, 14. That's the past. Any number you take in Celsius, okay, will always, without using decimals, will always work out to an added number of 14, 23, or 5. Well, it can actually come up higher than that. It can come up to 58, 59. But then it's 5 and 9 again. Oh, don't forget, 360 degrees. 360 degrees, my friends. The RAM in our computer, like I said, thus and a lot more. I gotta stop. Thank you very much.